Naruto opened a pet shop in the ninja world. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 276. The summer evening breeze is very refreshing. Sasuke sat on the ground, with his back against the wall, looking at the Uchiha's unique ninjutsu book and practicing hand seals. Even though he had learned the fire shield thousands of times, he would still repeat the seals in his spare time. The same is true during class. I have this habit because of Naruto. Later, I learned from Brother Qing that both he and Brother Itachi practiced in this way. In actual combat, if you can be 0.1 second faster than your opponent, you will increase your chances of winning. It can even save your life on the battlefield. Took took. There were knocks at the window, one loud and the other soft. Sasuke didn't stop what he was doing. Can't we just go through the front door? Naruto stepped into the house through the window holding his shoes. Good at dealing with him, just ignore him. Sasuke raised his eyes and glanced at him. There's nothing to pay attention to, a middle-aged old man. Did he go to dinner with Iruka? That's not good. My uncle will scold me for being rude. Naruto scratched his hair. Iruka-sensei asked my uncle to go talk alone. He said he was going to a pub. Naruto just lay on the ground, twisting and towards turning Sasuke like a caterpillar. It seems that Iruka-sensei has always wanted to sit down and talk with his uncle. Izakaya. Sasuke raised his eyebrows. I remember that Brother Qing doesn't drink. Since he met Qing, Sasuke has never seen Qing drink. Moreover, before the man left, he specifically said that Brother Qing was not allowed to drink, and even if he drank, he had to watch him go home and lie down to sleep. Sasuke thought this was hilarious. He could just walk away, so why should he listen to him? No. Naruto turned over and lay on his stomach with his hands supporting his cheeks. Uncle just doesn't drink in front of us. In fact, there were many times when I got up in the middle of the night to pee and found Uncle drinking alone on the roof. My uncle seemed so far away from me at that time. It was like he would disappear at any time. Whenever he thought of this, Naruto felt flustered. So today his uncle went to drink with teacher Iruka, and Naruto was still very happy. Don't think about those messy things. Brother Qing will never abandon you no matter who he abandons. Sasuke patted Naruto's head. You should also be able to feel that Brother Qing regards you as a spiritual support. This was something Sasuke discovered a few years ago. Initially thinking that he was just doting on Naruto like a stupid parent, Sasuke felt more and more that something was wrong. Later, I mentioned it to my mother, and it suddenly occurred to me when I heard what she said. At the time, the mother said, it's probably because Qing didn't get close to anyone back then, but later he finally got close to his brother and sister-in-law, and treated them as real family, but now he's left alone. That child has always blamed himself for not protecting his brother and sister-in-law, so he puts all his love on Naruto. Was 3 years old. She even loved him as if he were her deceased nephew. However, this is what they thought. It is estimated that not many people know that Naruto is actually Qing's nephew. Sasuke also thought so at the beginning, until he heard what his mother said. Moreover, Naruto always seems to be immature in front of Qing, as if he is cooperating with Qing. Of course, it is not ruled out that Naruto just likes to act like a child in front of his uncle. After putting things together, Sasuke suddenly understood what he had thought was wrong before. Chapter 277. They went to popular Izakaya in Konoha. At this time the place is already full of guests. However, Iruka had reserved a seat in advance, so they went to a compartment with better privacy. Along the way, he met many familiar faces, and Qing responded to their greetings one by one. It was rare for them to see Qing in such a place, and they all found it very strange. As soon as I sat down with Iruka, the guy from the store brought over a table full of wine and cold dishes. Iruka was stunned and scratched his hair. Maybe it was delivered to the wrong place? I haven't ordered it yet. Teacher Iruka, Mr. Chi, these are all sent to Mr. Chi by the old customers outside. The young man smiled and said, the uncles also ordered a lot of hot dishes, which will be here soon. Qing looked outside and saw the uncles all raising their beer glasses in his direction. Qing did not hesitate and picked up a glass from the table and drank it all in one gulp. In front of the whole pub was suddenly filled with cheers. Not bad, not bad. Brother Qing is quite straightforward. Young people are just different. Well done. I have an appointment with Iruka-sensei today. Next time, I will have a drink with everyone you guys. Iruka looked at the table full of wine and side dishes, feeling a little depressed. I originally wanted to treat Qing, but ended up getting a free drink thanks to him. The consequence of drinking a whole cup in one gulp like I did just now is that my stomach is bloated and I feel a little dizzy tonight. I was already a little tipsy before I even started drinking with Iruka. He took out a powerful digestive pill from his bag and swallowed it, and the bloating feeling in his stomach improved. Iruka was a little restrained at first, but soon relaxed under Qing's guidance. Apparently Iruka's tolerance to alcohol wasn't very good, as his face turned red after he drank a pot of sake. The topic, which was originally about Naruto's academic performance over the years, turned to the hurdle in his heart that he had been unable to get over. Wow, I'm so sorry, Naruto, Senior Qing, I'm not worthy of being Naruto's teacher. Iruka, who was obviously drunk, had tears on his face. Lying on the table, he confessed in annoyance, woo, Naruto is such an excellent child. Before I met him, hiccup, I hated him, woo, I am guilty, Senior Qing. I know, you are right, don't cry. Qing moved over and sat next to him, patting his head again and again. Teacher Iruka is the best teacher. Wow, thank you for comforting me. I feel even more guilty. Wow, I feel ashamed of the trust that my senior and Naruto had in me. Wow. Hey, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. You've done a good job. Qing, who was also drunk, said in a floating voice, Iruka is really a good teacher. My baby likes you too, baby. Senior Qing already has a baby. Iruka suddenly raised his head, with 2 lines of snot and tears, looking at Qing with confused eyes. Yeah, let me think about it. Qing counted on his fingers. My baby, 11 years old when he graduated from the ninja school at the age of 12, he will be a big kid. Qing, who was not in a clear mind, remembered the time wrongly. Ninjas are no longer children after they graduate from school, so the fact that Naruto is 12 years old is a reality that Qing has always wanted to avoid. If possible, he would like to protect Naruto under his wings for the rest of his life. But no, Naruto has grown up and has his own wonderful future. Chapter 278. Qing was immersed in the depression that his child's wings were gradually growing stronger and he would soon fly in the vast sky. And Iruka's mind was echoing with the fact that Qing's baby was already 11 years old. 11. Iruka was devastated and grabbed the wine on the table and drank it down. Because he was drunk, his brain, which was not very smart to begin with, just stopped working. I don't want to think about how old Qing is this year. Even if I give him 2 more years, he won't be able to give birth to a child of 11 years old. Wow, as expected of Mr. Iruka. Qing looked at Iruka, who is so fierce, forgot about the sadness just now, and applauded him with eyes wide open. So awesome. Drink. Seniors, burp, drink too. Today, we won't go home until we are drunk. Cheers. For my lost youth. Cheers. He then drank another whole glass of beer in one gulp. Cheers. Qing was inspired by his morale and also picked up the biggest cup on the table and drank it all. Although they were in a cubicle, it was not soundproof. The tavern was already noisy, but Qing and Iruka had special identities, so everyone was more or less paying attention to what was happening on their side. So at this moment, the sounds of the 2 men drinking and Iruka's crying were heard by people outside. Iruka-sensei is heartbroken. It sounds like that. The baby of the person you have a crush on is 1 year old. Why? Is brother Qing crying? He's also heartbroken? This shouldn't be the case. It was normal for Iruka to be heartbroken, but they absolutely didn't believe that Qing was heartbroken. After all, the boys and girls who admired him in Konoha could line up and form several circles around him. Them out to drink together. Let's go. How can there be only 2 of us at a time like this? So, the 2 people who were originally drinking heavily in the cubicle were carried to the hall to clink glasses with. Qing didn't know how to play any games at the drinking table, he just drank 1 glass after another. Look at the time, it's already midnight. This time is when the tavern is at its busiest, and today because Qing is here, the entire tavern is packed with people. After Iruka fell, Qing, who was originally making a fuss with everyone, suddenly became quiet. What happened? Everyone noticed Qing's abnormality and fell silent. Qing looked at the clock on the wall. It's 12 o'clock, it's time to go home. Mingbao won't sleep well at home alone. After Saying this, he stood up, his step steady, not looking drunk at all. A lot of fun today. Good night everyone. Everyone looked at each other and asked, are you drunk or not? Brother Qing's alcohol tolerance is surprisingly good. Come on, let's continue. Actually, is very excited tonight. If he was still awake, he could tell everyone at a glance that Qing's condition was different from usual. Qing was indeed drunk. However, the memories imprinted on the ninja's limbs prevented him from having his body's balance affected by alcohol in his brain. He walked back towards home. If you take a closer look during the day, you will find that his eyes are not focused. My vision is unfocused, and I rely entirely on my body to function. But Qing walked to the door of the small apartment where he first lived. I fumbled for the place where I left my key, but found it wasn't there. He tilted his head. I forgot to bring my keys. Naruto-chan must be asleep at this hour. So Qing sat on the ground with his back against the door. On the other hand, Naruto actually hadn't slept yet. Naruto, who always felt a little uneasy, couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned and couldn't fall asleep, so he simply got up and waited. However, no matter how long he waited, no one showed up, so he changed his clothes and went out to look for her. Chapter 279. In order to prevent the two from missing each other, Naruto took the path that Qing would take. It was already late, and the streets of Konoha were deserted. On the way, they met the Uchiha on patrol. Naturally, the students who had not returned so late were questioned. Uzumaki Naruto, where are you going? The Uchiha was very familiar with Naruto. After all, the current address of the Uchiha clan was moved because of the Nine Tails. Good evening, my uncle hasn't come home yet. I was worried so I came out to look for him. Naruto scratched his hair. Did you guys see my uncle just now? Another reason why the Uchiha were familiar with Naruto was because of his younger uncle. His uncle, Qing, has made great contributions to alleviating the current situation of Uchiha. Out of respect for Qing, he also had a good attitude towards Naruto. Moreover, Naruto has a very good relationship with the young master of the clan leader's family. I didn't meet Mr. Qi. Do you need help looking for him? Thank you, big brother. He should still be in the bar. I can pick up my uncle myself. Well, it's late, don't stay on the road too long. Great. Thank you for your hard work on duty. Tavern, it was still noisy, but many people had already fallen down. The guy in the store saw Naruto and blocked him at the door. Children are not allowed in. Naruto stood on tiptoe outside the door. Then I'll wait here. Big brother, can you help me call my uncle? Mr. Qi has already gone home. The shop assistant recognized Naruto and said, he has been gone for quite a while. Haven't you reached home yet? He scratched his hair in annoyance. Mr. Qi drank a lot today, but I saw that he walked very steadily, so I thought there was nothing wrong. Did he go back with teacher Iruka? Naruto asked anxiously. No. He shook his head. Iruka-sensei hasn't gone home yet. He has fallen asleep over there now. Don't worry, someone will take him back later. Mr. Qi must have been delayed on the way. You can follow this road to find the way, okay? Thank you, big brother. I'll leave teacher Iruka in your care. After saying that, Naruto hurried away. Following the direction pointed by the shop assistant, this was definitely not the direction home. Naruto thought of something and ran towards the small apartment that held many fond memories. With a nervous mood, I saw Qing sitting at the door. I had already smelled alcohol when we were in the corridor, and now I saw him sitting on the floor with his back against the door, and my heart jumped into my throat. Uncle, Naruto ran over and squatted in front of him, and was relieved to find that he was just asleep. However, Qing woke up when he sensed someone approaching. He opened his eyes, met those familiar eyes, and tilted his head. You are Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto's eyes widened. He had never been called by a full name before and felt a little helpless. I am Naruto? That's right. Is it really Uzumaki Naruto? Stretched out his hand to pinch the face with beard lines. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat ramen? I'll treat you to ramen. In Qing's memory, Uzumaki Naruto was often hungry and loved ramen the most. Uncle Ichiraku has closed the shop at this time. Naruto's voice was a little choked. Because he realized one thing clearly. Even if my uncle was drunk and seemed to have forgotten his relationship with me, the first thing I would do was to care about whether he was hungry. I'll take you home. Naruto sniffed and put Qing's hand on his shoulder. Go home? Go back to whose home? Qing let him hold her up, her golden hair touching her face. It felt much softer than it looked. Thank you for the gifts, I'm so happy. Have a nice weekend. Chapter 280. Qing felt the touch on her cheek was softer than she had imagined. Naruto Uzumaki's hair also smells good, and it has the same scent as the shampoo he uses most often. Go back to her home. Naruto felt his uncle rubbing his head with his face. In fact, this happens quite often, but tonight the uncle was a little cautious, as if he was doing it secretly. Will you take me to your house? You're such a nice person. Qing was drunk and dreamed of his favorite character again. He couldn't help but talk more. Uzumaki Naruto, don't feel lonely. You will have more and more friends around you soon, whether it's your teacher, your companions, or the entire Konoha village. People from other villages will recognize you. That's right, your dream will come true too, Naruto. Paused. My dream? Yes. You will become an excellent Hokage. Before that you will meet your parents. They are very proud of you and… Qing babbled on. What? About you? Naruto listened to his uncle talking about many people, people he knew and people he didn't know, but he didn't mention himself. What's wrong with me? Qing asked puzzledly. Why didn't you mention yourself? Naruto felt that some shocking answer was about to come. I have always liked you. Maybe it's because I like you too much that I dream about you. Said that he hid your identity to protect you. He turned a blind eye when you were bullied in the orphanage and let you be misunderstood by the whole village. All your childhood memories are just by yourself. Qing waved his hands angrily. When your father found out, he gave him a cold shoulder. Naruto associated Qing's words with another life of his own. If my uncle had not appeared, perhaps I would really be just like what he said. Naruto sniffed and tried to hold back his tears. I don't think it's hard. I met a very good person. He took me home from the orphanage and gave me a warm home. Really? That's great. No wonder you look so healthy. You must be well taken care of. Qing put his face on the shoulder that was not wide but gave him a sense of security. That's great. You have a home too. Definitely become the strongest in the ninja world. You will meet more and more people in your life. It's a pity that I can only see you in my dreams. Naruto's heart skipped a beat. Why can I only see you in my dreams? Because I am not from this world. Qing woke up the next day. He felt like his head was about to explode. Who am I? Where am I? Why does my head hurt so much? Qing closed his eyes again and laid down. Suddenly he opened his eyes, rolled over the bed, ran to the bathroom, and hugged the toilet. You. Qing had a headache, felt nauseous, and couldn't open his eyes. He could only hold on to the toilet, then sat limply beside it, looking extremely depressed. He felt that every strand of his hair smelled smelly, and it was totally unacceptable. For the first time, Qing experienced a feeling of blacking out from drinking and its serious after effects. I have no idea what happened last night or how I got back. Because he was worried, Naruto asked for leave from his teacher and left early. He came back with a hangover soup that Mikoto had made for Sasuke at his house, and then he heard the sound coming from the bathroom. Uncle, are you okay? He knocked on the door. Before I could get a response, I wanted to push the door open but was stopped by Qing. Don't, it stinks, I don't dislike you. Naruto opened the toilet door and saw his uncle sitting next to the toilet in a bad state. Chapter 281. Naruto went over to flush the filth in the toilet and used a towel soaked in water to wipe Qing's mouth. He kept muttering, fortunately, I left early today, otherwise I don't know how long my uncle would have to squat here alone. Even though it's summer now, I would catch a cold if I sit on the ground for too long. First, it feels like my previous identities have been swapped, which is a very fresh feeling. Naruto knew that Qing was having a headache and feeling nauseous at the moment, so he didn't dare move him. He could only try his best to make him feel a little more comfortable. He wiped Qing's hands and feet with a hot towel and put hot water in the bathtub so that he could move over when he felt more comfortable. The bath water is ready. Tell me when you can move. Naruto was already sweating from the busy work. Qing wasn't really unable to move, she just simply enjoyed the feeling of being taken care of by Naruto. Thanks to Mingbao, I'm much better now. It's indeed much better, at least there is nothing in my stomach to vomit. I'm right at the door. Uncle, please call me if you need anything. Naruto helped Qing to the bathtub, but he was still worried. Okay, Qing agreed with a smile. In a good mood, Naruto reached the bathroom door before he remembered to say, I took a detour to the store on my way to school. I've already put up the holiday sign. Uncle, take a good rest at home today. Good Mingbao is so reliable. Qing's happy voice echoed in the bathroom. Having a hunch that there was an automatic heating function, Qing couldn't help but fall asleep while soaking in the water. Or maybe it was because Naruto, who was standing at the door, didn't hear any noise for a long time and went in to check, so Naruto got soaked when he pulled his suddenly unreliable uncle out of the water and wrapped him in a large bath towel. I pushed the sleepy little uncle upstairs, blew his hair dry, and coaxed him to drink sobering soup before letting him go back to sleep. Because the sheets had not been changed yet, Qing was sleeping in Itachi's room. Naruto went to clean the bathroom and took a bath. There was still a lingering smell of alcohol in the bathroom and the room. Naruto opened all the windows for ventilation, changed the bed sheets, and completed a series of tasks before he rested. I looked at the time and realized that it was past school time. Naruto lay down on the tatami in the living room and cleared his mind. He looked backwards towards the yard and saw the little turtle that had rarely come out of the water. Little G, you're awake now, wait for me to rest and then I'll get you something to eat. At this moment, Naruto didn't want to move at all. After he relaxed, he began to think about the drunken words his uncle said last night. Naruto had seen time-space ninjutsu in books. There was also ninjutsu that could stop time, but it was similar to an illusion. Space ninjutsu is more about pulling the enemy into one's own space domain. But there is no record of what my uncle said, but the truth is about to slip away and then cannot be grasped. Naruto rolled over and entered a meditative state. But this time, he entered a dark dungeon to meet you again, kid. You seem to have grown up a little bit. A deep and gloomy voice echoed. Red, with a hint of black chakra passed by him. Naruto raised his head and his eyes widened when he saw the 9 swaying tails, Zio-Jiu. The 9-tailed fox, the Gout's pet, Little Nine, in his childhood bedtime stories. Chapter 282. Kyuubi narrowed his eyes and stared at the human in front of him. With a slightly shocked tone, he asked, Human, how did you know my other name? Is it really Zio-Jiu? Naruto jumped forward 2 steps happily, and just as he was about to put his hand on the huge cage, he was burned. His palm was smoking. Naruto felt a little aggrieved. It hurts. How? Kyuubi snorted, lowering his head and getting closer to Naruto. You have a very nice smell that I miss, and also a familiar smell that is so smelly that it makes me feel sick. Naruto sniffed himself after hearing that. Smell? Stinky? I just took a shower. You must have stayed here for too long without ventilation and your nose must be broken. He puffed up his face angrily. My uncle's special shower gel smells so good. Oh, really? I think you stink disgustingly. Kyuubi narrowed his eyes and said, Boy, how about giving you a chance to prove yourself? Naruto sensed a conspiracy, but he wanted to know what the big fox wanted to do, so he followed up on his words and asked, What do you want in order for you to believe me? Since you said that my sense of smell is affected by the environment here, then, put me outside so that you can prove yourself. There was temptation in the low and hoarse voice. The red chakra Naruto envelope. Unknowingly Naruto's blue eyes turned into a strange scarlet color, and his pupils turned into thin lines. See that piece of paper above? Just tear it off. Naruto was sent to the middle of the huge cage by red chakra. Here is a seal with complex runes. He looked up, then slowly raised his hand and touched a corner of the seal. Hurry up. Tear him off. Just. After tearing off a corner, Naruto stopped and made a face at the fox face with determination. I don't want it. Idiot. Idiot, you've been fooled by me. I'm not controlled by you. Grinned and sneered. I thought you had a smarter trick, but this is the result? I'm so disappointed. After saying that, he shook his head with an expression of utmost disappointment. Damn little brat. Red chakra continued to pour out, and the fox's face was filled with ferocious anger. Go to hell. He wanted to rush out of the cage and crush the tiny human cub to death, but was stopped by the seal. A roar came from his throat, and Naruto was not afraid at all. He had already guessed the identity of the big fox, as his uncle had already told him about his existence. Today, I was just playing around and you got so. My uncle asked me to live in peace with you. Humph, you have such a bad temper. Naruto lost his support in midair and fell. He turned over and landed steadily. Ah! Suddenly, a third person's laughter came from behind. Naruto turned around warily and met a pair of gentle eyes. Naruto looked at him in surprise. Are you the transformed big fox? The bad foxes in the stories my uncle told are always good at lying. Uncle? Are you talking about acting? That's right, you should really call acting uncle. The young man smiled gently, looking at the boy with eyes full of pity. It seems that Aking takes good care of you. Of him. He had red lips and white teeth and looked more like Kushina than himself. She has a lively and smart personality. Probably because she was brought up by Qing, she has some of his influence on her. That's great. He sighed. Do you know my uncle? Naruto could feel his gaze on him, but he didn't hate it. It was a bit like the feeling of his uncle looking at him, but there were some other emotions in it. A touch of Minato's chakra got out early. Chapter 283. Upon seeing the young man, the nine-tailed fox in the cage became even angrier. Damn human. He could never forget the appearance of the human who sealed him. Yes, we are familiar with each other. The young man walked slowly to his side, stood in front of the cage, raised his hand and pointed at the nine-tailed fox inside. Calm down. Torn off in a corner was put back in place. The young man's figure gradually became transparent. My fault is a trace of chakra in the seal. I am glad to see you here, Naruto. Naruto stretched out his hand to keep him, but the next moment he was back outside. The sky has darkened. Strange, why do I feel a little sad? He wiped away the tears from the corners of his eyes, and the burning feeling that remained on his palms told him that this was not a dream. And the person I just met might be. Who could it be? It was a very strange feeling. Naruto endured the soreness in his nose and went to throw some food to the sleepy little G. Then he went upstairs and got into his uncle's bed. Qing, who had long been accustomed to it, would unconsciously pull Naruto into her arms when he squeezed into her bed asleep, and it was still early enough for him to not wake Naruto up. Naruto also woke up because he was hungry. It was the time when he was growing up, and he was starving because he hadn't eaten a meal. I woke up immediately after smelling the food. After washing up, I sat on the kitchen table with my school bag. Good morning, Uncle. Naruto agreed and drank the milk in one breath before his hunger improved. By the way, Uncle, I saw Zyuji yesterday. It seems you had a very good dream. Qing subconsciously thought that the Zyuji you mentioned by Mingren was the one in the story he told. No, Uncle, it's Zyuji, the Nine Tails. Naruto walked to Qing, lifted up his belly, and after the chakra circulated, a seal pattern appeared on his abdomen. He pointed to his belly. It's Zyuji here. Qing was stunned. After turning off the fire, he asked Naruto to turn around and confirmed that he was indeed in good spirits and safe. Although he didn't notice it earlier, Qing now discovered the familiar chakra on Naruto. Zyuji didn't bully you, did he? Qing guessed that it was the one that stayed in Naruto's body earlier and would transform into its original form. It seemed that he had seen it before. He was locked up and couldn't touch me, but I played a trick on Zyuji and he got very familiar. Naruto stuck out his tongue. By the way, I also met a man who gave me a very familiar feeling. I'm glad he didn't hurt you. We'll talk about the details when you get back from school. Now hurry up and finish eating and go to school. Qing rubbed angry Naruto's head. As for the man you saw, it's just as you guessed. Qing bent down and hugged Naruto. I will only tell you what you want to hear today. He had never told Naruto in detail about his parents, and only vaguely told him that they were great heroes of Konoha. Later, Qing gave Naruto the choice, and he could find him anytime if he wanted to listen. Naruto has not come to me since he accepted the offer. I don't know why. Naruto was in a somewhat depressed mood on his way to school, and this continued until he arrived at the classroom and sat in his seat. The handsome boy who usually looks like a sunny and cheerful little angel suddenly transformed into the most popular melancholy style, which fascinated many girls. What's wrong? Sasuke exuded coldness and glared away a group of people who wanted to approach him. Sasuke, I think I saw my father. Naruto lay on the table, not in a good mood. Sasuke. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 284. Although Qing never said it explicitly, and since Naruto was taken away from the orphanage by Qing, the death of Naruto's parents was an unspoken fact. So when Naruto said this, Sasuke's first reaction was that he dreamed about his father. After thinking for a while, Sasuke spoke up. Really? What kind of person does he feel like? What kind of person? Naruto was stunned for a moment and tried to recall what he saw and felt yesterday. Seems very warm. It turns out that his blonde hair came from his father. He has the same eyes as me, but he doesn't look alike. I remember my uncle said he was more like my mother, and he looks so powerful. He suppressed the angry Zyuju in no time. Naruto's eyes were shining with admiration. I see. Sasuke turned his head and realized that he was dreaming. Even Zyuju appeared in his dream. It seemed to be a very exciting dream. As a close friend who grew up together, Sasuke knew the characters in Naruto's bedtime stories. In order to prevent Naruto from being immersed in thoughts, Sasuke changed the subject. How is brother Qing? When I saw Iruka-sensei today, he looked listless. My uncle has fully recovered. Naruto grinned and said, my uncle said it was thanks to the hangover soup that Aunt Mikado cooked. Well, that's good. Sasuke bent his index finger and flicked Naruto's forehead. Don't ignore the present because of missing the people in the past. I know, I just feel a very weird mood. Naruto couldn't explain what that feeling was. The words mom and dad were too unfamiliar to him. After all, the only relative in his life is little uncle. It was precisely because of this that Naruto felt complicated. Am I being too cold? He couldn't help but think so. After all, my uncle said that his parents loved him very much, but I didn't feel anything when I saw him. Why? This problem continued after school as per usual. Naruto walked out of the school gate with everyone, then slowly separated at the corner, and finally walked towards the Uchiha area with Sasuke. Sasuke went home and went to their store by himself. When his uncle is busy, he will sit at the counter and do his homework while watching the store. Occasionally receive guests, take things, collect money, just like an ordinary person. Such an ordinary life was something he could never have imagined before he was 4 years old. Naruto always felt that everything he had now was given by his uncle. Without his uncle, he might have starved to death in the orphanage. But the uncle said that he could survive even without him, and in the future he was recognized by everyone in the village and eventually became Hokage. Naruto is actually not interested in Hokage. When he was a child, he wanted to become Hokage in order to earn a lot of money for his uncle. Now he wants to become Hokage, because his uncle thinks he can definitely become Hokage. Naruto didn't think there was anything wrong with such a goal, and was even happy to live for Qing. However, he never said such words to his uncle because he'd want to make him feel too heavy. Qing let the last summoned beast in the store go back by itself, took off her apron and hung it on the hook. Sorry for waiting for you, Naruto, it's almost time, let's go home. Okay, let's go home. Naruto put away his school bag, helped lock the door, and walked side by side. Chapter 285. After Naruto had dinner, took a shower, and made sure that he had finished his homework for the day, Qing brought up what they had said during the day. He made the dessert and placed it in front of Naruto. Go ahead, tell me in detail how you bullied Zyuju. Qing narrowed his eyes slightly, with an expression that urged Naruto to confess and not to hide anything. Naruto smiled shyly and explained in detail what he had done to the Kyuubi. He even told Qing about Jiui's expression at the time. Zyuju seems a little stupid. Qing held his forehead with his hand. I'm not stupid, I'm just too arrogant. He didn't expect that Naruto and the Nine-Tails' first meeting would be brought forward, but now everything has long gone off track, so it is normal for this to happen earlier. He pinched Naruto's cheeks angrily. You've really grown up. Is this something you can joke about? Huh? You don't know how dangerous that guy is. If the nine-tailed fox hadn't been too arrogant and looked down on human cubs, it wouldn't have been played around by Naruto. I did this only because I was sure. I was wrong. I'm sorry, uncle. I promise there won't be a next time. Naruto raised his hands to make a promise, admitting his mistake sincerely. Qing knew that the tearful look was just fake, but she still fell for it. He released the hand that was pinching her cheek and rubbed it gently. If anything happens to you. He sighed. Naruto's heart was also gripped. I really know I was wrong, little uncle. He leaned over and buried himself in Qing's arms, and Zyuju is not really in danger now, right? Otherwise, I believe that little uncle would have kicked him away from me. Hearing Naruto's words full of admiration, Qing was helpless. Your uncle, I'm not omnipotent. Qing really couldn't do such a thing as extracting the tailed beast from the Jinchuriki's body and letting the Jinchuriki live well. I don't care, my uncle is the best to me. Naruto rubbed his head against Qing's face, and my dad is here to protect me. My uncle always says they are great heroes, but I don't know what they have done. Do you want to know now? Qing said along Naruto's back. Naruto nodded. Well, tell me, little uncle, about mom and dad. When should I start talking about this? Let's talk about Zyuji first. Qing had rehearsed the words he was about to say many times before. A tailed beast is a life form that has a huge chakra materialized from its tail. The one in your body is the nine tails, the strongest of the tailed beasts. All the nine tails Jinchuriki of all generations are from the Uzumaki clan. Previous nine tails Jinchuriki was your mother. When you were born, the seal loosened, the nine tails was released, and destroyed Konoha. Qing spoke slowly, and his tone was like the bedtime story he told Naruto when he told him about the confrontation between Konoha and the nine tails. Konoha was saved by your parents and you, but the timing of your appearance was coincidental. Someone connected your existence with the nine tails. When more people spread the word, everyone thought it was the truth. In fact, Minato-san wanted you to be regarded as a hero and loved by Konoha. Whenever he thought of this incident, Qing blamed himself for his weakness and incompetence. I was too weak at the time. I had made all the preparations, but I still couldn't let your parents protect you and grow up safely. I didn't have the ability to stop the rumors when they first came out. Naruto got up in shock, held Qing's face with both hands, and said with a firm look in his eyes, even if everyone apologizes in this matter, only my uncle shouldn't apologize. I still have work to do, so that's all for today. Chapter 286. Besides, how old was your uncle 12 years ago? When I was the same age as your uncle, you already loved me, but what about you, uncle? You were also a child who needed love at that time. You have already lost your loved ones, but you still want to take the responsibility on yourself. Why? Naruto became angrier and angrier as he spoke, and then, he made himself cry. You apologizing? I will never allow it. At first, after following Qing, Naruto was worried every day, fearing that Qing would never come back after going on a mission and I have to go back to that cold orphanage again. Naruto didn't think it was a big deal if he had never had it from the beginning to the end. Couldn't stop himself. Tears fell and dripped onto Qing's hands and clothes. Qing hadn't seen Naruto cry like this for a long time. I was wrong. I apologize to you. Please don't be angry, okay? No, I'm not. I'm just sad. He sobbed. I don't care about mom and dad. I just want my little uncle. They will cry if they hear this. Qing felt helpless, but her heart softened. Raised is feeling sad for myself, crying for myself, and even saying that my existence outweighs my parents. Any parent who loves their child would be humiliated upon hearing this. I don't care. I just want my uncle to be happy. Naruto's heart couldn't help but skip a beat when he saw Qing looking like she was about to cry, too. Be honest, I'm really happy that you said that, although I feel a little sorry for my brother and sister-in-law. Qing took a piece of paper and wiped Naruto's snot and tears. Sister-in-law is looking forward to your arrival every day. Since I found out I was pregnant, I feel happy every day. They don't want to miss your growth, so don't hate them. Qing patted Naruto's back gently. I know. I don't hate them, I just don't have a very realistic feeling. Naruto pouted. Anyway, no one can shake the position of my uncle in my heart. Okay, I get it. Do you want to continue listening? He just gave the beginning. Naruto shook his head. I don't want to hear it now, but maybe I will tomorrow. Qing was helpless. Okay, the graduation exam will be in a few days. I will accompany you to train after school these few days, right? Okay. It's settled. Even though Naruto didn't want to hear it, Qing told him about the nine-tails seal inside his body, the chakra consciousness that your father left in the seal, in order to prevent you from being charmed by the nine tails and tearing the seal one day. Naruto thought about it and realized that he was indeed the one who appeared after he tore open the paper. Then can I see him again if I tear the seal again? Qing poked his forehead. Young man, your idea is very dangerous. You just promised me that you would not do anything dangerous. Have you forgotten it so quickly? Qing raised his eyebrows. Naruto first stuck out his tongue mischievously, then said seriously, I still want to meet him and tell my father that my uncle took good care of me and I can go without worry. Qing was stunned, his expression confused for a moment. I don't remember telling you that they were dead. Naruto was confused. Huh? Qing was puzzled. Oh, today is even shorter. I am guilty. I will definitely find time to make up for it. Chapter 287. The uncle and nephew looked at each other for a long time. Until Naruto broke the silence by suddenly hiccuping because he had just cried so hard. Burp. Naruto covered his mouth, but it was impossible to cover it and the hiccups could not stop. He looked at Qing for help. Qing held back his laughter, took a glass of water and said, "Don't stop, drink 7 small sips." This is a method from his hometown to relieve hiccups. After drinking 7 sips of water, Naruto finally recovered. After all this fuss, I was tired and yawned. I'm sleepy. Qing followed his back and said, "Then go to sleep. We can talk about it tomorrow. There are plenty of opportunities." Naruto paused slowly, then held Qing tightly. Qing had no choice but to carry him back to the room. After that, life went on as usual, and Naruto didn't mention what happened that day or any ask further questions. Soon the day of graduation examination arrived. Many parents were waiting outside the school today, and Qing was one of them. Standing with familiar predecessors. Seeing that he is now an adult and is waiting for the child with him, Shikakuchoza and others couldn't help but sigh that time flies. Well, my Naruto is still young, and he probably won't have a little aunt. He said it with such certainty that it surprised them. Will there be another little uncle? Qing smiled without saying anything, neither denying nor confirming. This subtle reaction, coupled with what was said just now, made them brainstorm about which male Qing was closer to. On the other side, the Hyuga clan leader who saw them gathering together also gathered over. After nodding with his eyes fell on Qing. When you have time, you can bring Naruto to your home. Hinata and Niji will be very happy. Thank you for the invitation, Hinata-senpai. I will take Naruto to visit when I can. Aburano clan, etc. The aristocratic ninjas gathered together, and after a brief greeting, everyone's conversation focused on the children. Hiruno's parents, ordinary villagers, were also waiting nervously nearby. 10 minutes before the children were about to come out of school, the Uchiha clan leader hurried over appearance. He walked over and slightly nodded to everyone as a greeting, then he stood aside and closed his eyes to rest in the Hokage's office in the building. The Sandame was watching everything that was happening at the door with his crystal ball. Seeing the heads of the major families gathered around Qing, they were also surprised and regretful. It's a pity that he has such ability to unite people, but they are not interested in his position. The elders beside him were not optimistic about Qing's displeasure on their faces. This kid is not content. The fact that Kyuubi was taken away secretly back then has always been a dark matter in their eyes. Qing is a good boy. The third generation looked at him and said only this. Seeing this, the elder just snorted coldly and said nothing more of training. He was not able to create a shadow clone Naruto's. The exam went very smoothly. So smoothly that the white-haired Chunin who was invigilating on the side had a grim look on his face. I went out to play, so I updated in a hurry. Sorry for the long wait. Chapter 288. The school bell rang. The young ninjas who successfully graduated all had proud smiles on their faces and ran to their parents to show off their ninja forehead protectors. Naruto usually wears the headband given by Qing on his forehead. Even now he had a forehead guard. He did not change it, but instead hung it around his neck. This surprised Qing a little, as Sasuke did the same. Qing looked at them and the shadows that had been separated from his distant memories, feeling a little dazed. Naruto came out with his friends. When he saw Qing, his eyes lit up. He trotted away from the crowd and stood in front of Qing. Uncle, I am also a real ninja. At this moment, bad voices were heard around. Hey, that kid. A little monster be allowed to be a ninja? He deserves it. It would be terrible if such a person were allowed to be a ninja. Qing gave Naruto a thumbs up. My Mingbao is super awesome. After saying this, she picked him up and spun him around several times, finally letting him ride on her neck like she did when they were children. Qing raised her voice. Our Naruto has always maintained the top grade in his grade and graduated. As a family member of yours, I am very proud. After saying that, his eyes fell on those people who were gossiping. The latter's heart skipped a beat and he quickly turned his eyes away. The people around them were all looking at them, not because they had not heard what had just been said. Not only did he say bad things about the child, but he was also heard by the other child's parents, who were actually Qing. The child standing in front of him scratched his head in confusion. Mom, Naruto's grades are very good. If he is not qualified to be a ninja, I guess I am not worthy either. He's really awesome and a very nice person. Naruto has always been popular in school, and Qing is also very popular among the parents. The parents who originally wanted to come over to congratulate them started pointing at those people, along with their children. The daughter of one of them stamped her feet angrily. "Dad, you embarrass me. If Naruto ignores me, I will no longer recognize you." After saying that, he ran out of the crowd in shame. Naruto and his friends were not affected at all. Sasuke stood in front of his father and called out calmly, "Father, are the ones who have achieved the best results in this period." Lingzuo patted his son's shoulder, his face flushed with laughter. "Well done, son. Daddy will take you to a barbecue tonight to celebrate." Prodigy cheered. Lingzuo looked at the others and said, "Would you like to come together? It's my treat today, eat as much as you want." But I rejected them. "All the reason is that my wife at home has already bought some food and is ready to celebrate." Lingzuo set his sights on Qing, who had no wife. Qing waved her hand. "I've bought the food too." "Okay then." Lingzuo had no choice but to give up. Haruno Sakura walked towards them along with her parents. Her parents were both ordinary villagers of Konoha, and their legs were a little shaky when they stood among so many ninja family heads together. At first, the Haruno couple were a little reserved, but after talking for a few words, they realized that apart from their identities, was just an ordinary parent like them, so they relaxed. The sun gradually set in the west, and seeing that it was getting late, everyone took their children back home. Graduation. Here is the dialogue from the original book. Chapter 289. On the way back, Qing let Naruto ride on his neck, grab his legs to prevent him from falling backwards. And Naruto also held Qing's head. There were a lot of people turning their heads along the way, and Naruto even saw people pointing and talking about them. He didn't care what was said about him, but he didn't want his uncle to be talked about because of him. "Uncle, please put me down." "Huh? Why?" Qing had no intention of letting Naruto go. When someone came to greet him, he would even smile and reply, "Yeah, how did you know that my Mingbao graduated from school with the top ranking for 6 consecutive years?" A passerby who just asked where the uncle and nephew were going. "Yes, really? Congratulations, Naruto, you really made your uncle proud." Qing, "Oh, yes, my Mingbao graduated and ranked first in the grade." Naruto, passerby. "Boss Chi, good evening, Chi." Qing, "Yes. I prepared a big meal to celebrate Mingbao's graduation with the top grade in the class." Naruto, even though he had torn his toenails, he still couldn't stop his uncle from talking, so I just grinned and acted like a conspicuous person together with my uncle, so the streets of Konoha looked like this. Passerby, has Boss Chi eaten yet? Qing, you also know that my Mingbao graduated with the highest grade in his class. Naruto, my uncle prepared a big meal to celebrate for me tonight. Then, before long, most people in Konoha knew 2 things. First thing, Naruto graduated from school having been ranked first in his grade for 6 consecutive years. For Naruto tonight to celebrate his graduation, the 3rd generation in the office rubbed his aching forehead and said, "Qing graduated from school at the age of 6, but I didn't see him publicizing it all over the street." The white-haired Jonin at the side narrowed his eyes. "You also know that Qing has always been, not offline towards Naruto. It is most appropriate to describe it as having no offline. There is nothing Qing can't do, only things they can't think of." Qing, who had grown from a boy to a young man, brought Naruto, who had become a young man. The bond between them has been witnessed by 3 generations over the years. Qing's wings are now fully grown, and he can protect Naruto well under his body. However, Naruto is also about to start spreading his wings and flying towards the sky that belongs to him. This is also good. Thousands of emotions turned into the sentence, "After the class division, please don't send these guys back to school. It's too unreasonable to send several top students back." Kakashi scratched his head innocently. "It's because those little brats before were not capable enough." The 3rd generation looked at him and said nothing. Qing prepared the ingredients before going out. After returning home, all he had to do was put them in the pot. It didn't take too much time and a table full of Manchu and Han banquet was ready. So many. Naruto widened his eyes and looked at the table full of dishes. Every plate was different and everything looked delicious. He swallowed his saliva and was urged by Qing to wash his hands and get the dishes. Qing poured himself half a glass of sake and prepared juice for Naruto. He raised his glass. "Congratulations to our Mingbao for his successful graduation." "Cheers." Naruto raised his juice. "Cheers." They both finished the drinks in their cups in one gulp. Qing looked at the ANBU members in the art and asked, what does this mean?" Chapter 290. Qing looked displeased at the ANBU standing in his yard, protecting Naruto behind him. But the strange thing was that they all looked a little embarrassed. Mr. Chi, please don't interfere with our mission. The voice behind the mask was extremely cold, and he showed a state of preparation for battle. After all, Qing's yard is not open to anyone. It is estimated that there are quite a few who cannot stand here, and those who can stand here have relatively outstanding abilities. Eyebrows, the root, you came to my house to complete the mission? Is there a criminal in my house? How come I don't know? He took a step forward, showing no intention of compromising. Naruto Uzumaki stole the sealed scroll of forbidden techniques. We were only ordered to bring him in for questioning. Stole the forbidden scroll. Qing frowned. Do things. The ninja on duty was certain to have seen Uzumaki. Naruto, Qing looked at them with an expression that looked like they were idiots. Didn't you learn the transformation technique when you were in the ninja school? Rude. Ninja, you are just following orders. Mr. Qi insisted on hindering the mission. Don't blame us, Qing sneered. What? You want to force it, Qing stretched his arms and legs. He hadn't done anything yet. He even looked harmless, but he made everyone in the yard feel oppressed. After all, this person has completed many high-risk missions in Konoha and still has all his limbs intact. A man jumped down from the tree and knelt on one knee in front of Qing. Maybe there is some misunderstanding here. Please take up some of Mr. Kai's time and take Uzumaki Naruto to the interrogation room. Qing lowered his arms. Isn't there someone who can talk? But then he flashed in front of the root and punched the nearest one in the stomach. The lightning speed made it impossible for him to dodge. When Iruka arrived, there was already a crowd of people lying in the yard. The two people in the house continued to happily eat their sumptuous dinner, as if they were separated from the art and formed another world. Iruka was speechless for a moment, standing in front of the gate, a little at a loss, neither advancing nor retreating. Fortunately, Qing was not prepared to embarrass Iruka. Teacher Iruka is here. Have you had dinner? Teacher Iruka? Welcome. Naruto stood up, went out of the front door and invited Iruka into the house. This was Iruka's first time coming to Qing and Naruto's house. It is very big and tidy. Although there are only 2 people living in it, the house is filled with a breath of life and is very warm. In comparison, my simple single apartment seems so shabby. Iruka didn't know what was going on. He came with a mission of Hokage to ask Qing and Naruto to go to the Hokage's office. But why is he sitting at the dining table now, enjoying this sumptuous meal with the owner of this house? Iruka had been very busy today and indeed hadn't had time to eat breakfast. The hands holding the dishes and chopsticks were shaking slightly, and tears were streaming down from the corners of his mouth. The third Hokage, who was waiting in the office, already knew what was happening in Qing's yard, so he called Iruka over. However, Iruka still hadn't arrived with his men, and there was a formation ninjutsu in Qing's yard, which his crystal ball could not see. Humph. Danzo snorted coldly. This is the good boy you spoiled. He doesn't take you seriously at all. As long as you hand him over to me. The third generation glanced at him, not paying attention to his words, and narrowed his eyes slightly. Maybe he was delayed by something. Seeing that he looked like he couldn't even care about anything, Danzo could only suppress his anger. However, Qing did not let them wait for long. After waiting for a while, they waited for the white-haired Chunin, Mizuki, who was forced in by Kakashi, assistant teacher of the graduating class. Iruka, let me drown in this land of tenderness. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 291. Kakashi pushed Mizuki down and jumped in through the window. Sorry to bother you. Kakashi put the man in front of the Hokage's desk. I was commissioned to bring him here. Mizuki had been knocked unconscious, and when Kakashi let go, he fell face down on the ground. Danzo narrowed his eyes slightly. What does this mean? I don't know either. Kakashi looked at the Hokage. I'm just doing things for someone else. The rest can be discussed after the person concerned arrives. Danzo felt that he was being looked down upon and his face turned livid. After a while, the leader of the analysis team, Yamanaka Inoue, knocked on the door of the office. Excuse me, Hokage-sama, Danzo-sama. Hey, is there anything wrong? Sandai raised his eyebrows slightly. I've accepted the commission. Yamanaka Inoue nodded to Kakashi. Now it is not difficult to guess who commissioned this. You're Just going to let that kid do whatever he wants. Danzo exuded a low aura. Today, I can use the commission to get 2 special Jonin to work for me, and tomorrow I can use the commission to become the enemy of Konoha. Danzo almost squeezed out these words from his throat. You think it's too serious? The 3rd generation has always known that Danzo is suspicious by nature, but now it makes him feel that he has a serious paranoia. Qing is also a member of Konoha. You and I saw his loyalty to Konoha a few years ago, didn't we? Qing's battle record is in front of a medal that no one can erase. As expected, Danzo remained silent. He sat down on the chair and chose to be a bystander. Qing didn't let them wait too long. Iruka, who looked guilty, came with him. Iruka felt that he really let down the Hokage's trust in him. But before he could even apologize, Qing was brought into the center of the room. He rummaged through Mizuki's ninja tool bag and soon found the forbidden technique scroll that had been shrunk into a smaller size. Qing untied the jutsu, and the scroll was returned to its original size and placed in front of the Hokage's desk. Well, the things lost by the 3rd Sama have been found, and we have also seen what was found on this guy. As for the details of what happened and the intention, just throw it to Mr. Ibuki. The problem has been resolved, which is really cause for celebration. Qing had a smile on his face, but it did not reach his eyes at this moment. Shumu, who had fainted, woke up. He looked at his surroundings and the people surrounding him. His face became even paler. Hokage-sama? Did I do something? Don't. You know what you did? Qing squatted in front of him, grabbed his hair and lifted Shumu up to look at him. Choose to tell it yourself, or should I ask Mr. Heiai to read your memory? If I make a mistake by accident, I don't know what will happen to the brain that is touched. Qing still had a smile on his face, but knew that he was angry. Heiai waved his hands everyone and prepared to step forward. Shumu wanted to step back with fear in his eyes, forgetting that his hair was being grabbed and the pain on his head. Are you just going to let them execute you privately? The Sandai frowned and said, Shumu, this forbidden scroll was found on you. Shumu's heartbeat quickened dramatically, but he still looked unwilling. This is a frame-up. I was knocked unconscious after leaving school, and I woke up here. What this means is that someone put the scroll on him in an attempt to frame him. As for who brought him here, that person is the criminal. Everyone present could understand the meaning of his words, but no one believed him, except Iruka. Iruka looked at them worriedly. Mizuki-sensei is not that kind of person. Is there really some misunderstanding here? Chapter 292. Except for Iruka, no one present believed what Mizuki said. When Shumu looked into Qing's eyes, his heart was hurt again when he saw the indifference in those eyes. He gritted his teeth and lowered his head. So what? So what if I did it? Words. Qing's fist had already landed on his face, and then he grabbed his face near his lips and said indifferently, it's useless to keep a mouth that can't speak human language. The feeling of his skin being torn made Shumu's whole body spasm in pain, and he curled up, protecting his head. If the 3rd Hokage hadn't stopped him, his mouth might have really been torn open. You are too impulsive, Qing. Generation's eyes were full of disapproval. Even if Mizuki is a criminal now, he is still a ninja of Konoha. If he attacks him here, the reputation he has accumulated over the years will be destroyed in an instant. Qing shook his hands, and his palms covered with chakra were clean and refreshing, without a trace of blood. Teacher Mizuki, why did you do this? Why did you frame Naruto? Iruka frowned, looking very hurt. Mizuki was already somewhat numb from the pain. Looked at Iruka, his voice hoarse. Your parents are so pitiful. Have you forgotten how your parents died? You are the only one who really treats your enemy as a student. How pathetic, Iruka. Mizuki's eyes were filled with sarcasm and pity. I hate him. Who do you hate? Of course it's Uzumaki Naruto. They hated him for causing Iruka's parents to die in the battle, so that Iruka could become the hero's son. His companions sympathized with Iruka, treated him well, and all their eyes were on him. Even the Hokage showed him special care because of this. Why? Just Iruka. He is a monster. Why does he live so well? He killed so many people. He should live in self-blame and in the abyss. Him? I'm jealous that he lives a better life than you. I'm jealous that he's gifted and is an excellent ninja. I'm jealous that he's surrounded by so many people every day. Shumu felt as if a basin of ice water had been poured over him, and he felt cold from head to toe. So what? I mean, there are so many children in the orphanage. Why did you choose him? If you had chosen another child to raise, I wouldn't hate him so much. Shumu's expression was distorted, and the fascination in his eyes was no longer hidden when he looked at Qing. How can such a filthy thing be worthy of being by your side? Shumu's words made Qing's eyes cool to the extreme. Why do you think I only chose Naruto? Do you really think Naruto is just an ordinary orphan? He and I are related by blood. If I don't raise him, I will raise you. Another punch landed on his face, and his nose started bleeding. It was probably because the bone of his nose was broken. Qing stood up indifferently and clapped his hands. Old man, there is nothing for me to do here, I will go back first. The third generation nodded in agreement, and Qing, who was angry, decided to let him go. Otherwise, if he gets angry and hurts innocent people, he will suffer. He also has no intention of redecorating the Hokage's office. Kakashi and Qing slipped away together. Today's post is super short because I'm exhausted. I finished writing this while half asleep and half awake. I'll make up for it later. Chapter 293. Qing had made preparations in advance regarding Shumu's matter. Based on the experience gained from previous laws, Naruto's strength is much stronger than before. The chakra control he has been practicing since childhood allows him to control it smoothly now. Perhaps because of the 5 elements seal, it would be more difficult to control than for ordinary people. But after getting used to such difficulties, it becomes the norm. So he will definitely have no problem with his graduation exam. But what about the plot after the graduation exam? Mizuki instigating Naruto to steal the forbidden technique cannot happen. There will always be something else to replace it. Kakashi was asked by Qing in advance to secretly monitor Mizuki's actions over the past few days. Of course there is a reward. Kakashi, who went home with Qing, took away a super luxurious lunchbox without any hesitation. This super deluxe lunchbox will last for a week. Still asleep, can't sleep. After Naruto froze for a moment, he turned over and faced Qing. I want to know who wants to frame me. Qing had a smile in his eyes. I thought you wouldn't ask me. It's Shumu. Naruto was not surprised to hear the name, but was relieved. Is that so? Although I am relieved that your reaction is so calm, it is very concerning if it is too calm. Why? This. Naruto frowned. Teacher Mizuki is indeed a good teacher. He is very nice and kind to everyone, but he just makes me feel uncomfortable. Naruto is always sensitive to the emotions of people around him. So he felt a coldness behind that smile, but I don't know why he hates me so much. Naruto knew that he was hated and despised by many people because of the 9 tails, but Mizuki should not be included in them. His parents are still alive, he didn't experience any tragic things as a child, and taking all other factors into consideration, he has no reason to hate himself. I don't hate you. Qing sighed. There are always many people in this world who can't stand others being better than themselves. He did this because he was jealous of you. Jealous of me? Naruto raised his eyes and looked at Qing. He suddenly laughed as if he had thought of something. Haha, you should be jealous of me. Speaking of jealousy, there were many people in the village who were jealous of him, but Shumu was the first one who would take action to get rid of his own family. Qing didn't understand which words tickled Naruto's funny bone, but seeing that he seemed to have let it go, it didn't matter. She placed her palm on Naruto's back and patted him gently. We have to go to school tomorrow for class division and meet the new team leader. Go to bed early. Okay, good night, uncle. Good night, Mingbao. The flapping of wings outside the window. I got out of bed, opened the window, and met those scarlet eyes. You're here. Qing raised the corners of his mouth slightly, went out of the window and jumped onto the roof. The crow, which almost blended into the night, landed on Qing's shoulder and pecked Qing's cheek gently with its sharp beak. Qing obediently. Sasuke has graduated today. He will be divided into different classes tomorrow. He will probably be assigned to work under brother Kakashi. After passing his test, he will become a real ninja. The little crow nodded to indicate that he understood. Crow opened its mouth and uttered a clear voice that belonged to a young man. I will find a chance to come back to find you. The corners of his, buried under his wings, slightly raised up where the little crow couldn't see, then it settled. The little crow nodded and flapped its mouth wings to indicate that it couldn't stay long. Qing let go of him with some displeasure. What kind of crappy mission is this? Do I have to do it? There was helplessness in the little red eyes. I'm not here, don't drink so much, take care of yourself. So, you knew. Qing sighed. You too, be careful. Long Lost Flash Chapter 294. Today is the day for class division. Naruto woke up early in the morning and helped Qing prepare breakfast. Seeing Qing preparing his lunchbox, Naruto thought he had forgotten to remind him, "Today is the day for class division, uncle. This means that you may not be in school at noon today." If the time is not too long, Naruto thinks he can come back and have lunch with his uncle at noon. But Qing knew that Naruto would be assigned to Kakashi's side, and Kakashi would be late for a long time. Of course Qing couldn't bear to see Naruto's stomach growling with hunger. "Take it with you, and give the other two to the new partners who will be forming a group." Qing didn't know how to just give it to Sasuke. Today's lunchbox also contains some of Sasuke and Sakura's favorite foods. Just eat when you're hungry, don't force yourself. Each one was different, but Naruto didn't delve into it, he just smiled and nodded in agreement. This year's class divisions were no different from what Qing knew. A new generation of pig, deer and butterfly was also officially established. Aino was upset for a long time when she saw that she and her two little sisters, Hinata and Sakura, were separated. "Teacher, can't we three generations be separated together?" "Of course not." Iruka rejected it directly. "This is decided based on your own ability assessment. From now on, you will be life and death partners. Unless you die in battle or for other special reasons, you cannot be easily replaced." Naruto and Sasuke were quite happy to share a piece, but Sakura was a little sad. She admitted that when she was young, she liked Sasuke, a cool boy, very much, but since she became close to Aino and the others, she had more opportunities to interact with Sasuke as a result. "I was blinded more often when I saw the interactions between Sasuke and Naruto. Maybe the person involved didn't feel anything, but as a bystander watching, well, she had mixed feelings." Aino did the same, casting a sympathetic look at Sakura. "But, teacher, I don't think I'm that great. Am I worthy to be in a team with Naruto and Sasuke? No worse than them." Iruka encouraged her. But Sakura didn't need it and felt stressed. The matter was settled. However, as the number of students in the class decreased, the three of them were left at the end. During the waiting period, although Naruto and Sasuke chatted occasionally, their hands were never idle. Sakura also wore a mask of pain while learning more difficult knowledge, just because these two guys were too eager. If she relaxed a little, she would definitely be left behind. This is the real reason why she doesn't want to be in the same group with these two guys. Lunchtime passed and the three of them were still in the empty classroom. Naruto's stomach growled, "Are you guys hungry?" Sasuke was indeed hungry. Sakura was also worried, "I'm hungry, but I thought I wouldn't be in the classroom for too long today, so I didn't prepare a lunchbox." Naruto grinned and said, "Uncle prepared it for me." He took out a luxurious lunchbox stacked 3 layers high from the drawer. He cast an envious look at Naruto. "That's great." Seeing the delicious food made Sakura even hungrier. "This is for the 3 of us. My uncle asked me to share it with my new partner." He took out 3 sets of tableware. Qing, "Yes, I know the inside story." Chapter 295. Sakura has been eating recently, and she is really hungry now that she hasn't eaten on time. She looked at the super luxurious bento that was pushed in front of her and swallowed her saliva. "Can I really eat it together?" Naruto nodded, "You're welcome." At this moment, Sakura felt that Naruto had angel wings and holy light. "I will remember your kindness to me, Naruto. You don't have to be so polite." Naruto scratched his hair embarrassingly. "After all, this was prepared by my uncle." Looking at the happy scene inside, Kakashi gritted his teeth as his stomach growled. The instant body technique disappeared on the spot. When Kakashi saw Qing's smiling face, he felt that he must have known it in advance. "Kakashi, where's mine?" Qing didn't play dumb with him and took out the lunchbox he brought with him today. "Go back early after eating, don't let the children wait too long." Kakashi stared at the young man in front of him for a long time with a numb face, then took it and went to the table outside the store to eat his lunch. Very delicious. It was so delicious that Kakashi felt a little regretful that he had to secretly get married to someone at such a young age. Kakashi knew that Qing was a very serious person, no matter what he dealt with, especially his feelings. Attitudes were already very clear in the morning. She was not as angry as he had imagined, or she was unable to hold back and ran away, or she was not talking behind his back about being late. During the long wait, they did not lose patience, their emotions remained calm, and they did not even waste any time. The students this time are indeed excellent. Kakashi thought so. Kakashi felt guilty for being late for no apparent reason for the first time. "Sorry for the wait, Team 7. Follow me." Naruto's eyes lit up. Our new teacher is Uncle Kakashi. The title Uncle Master is what Qing taught Naruto to say doesn't think he is old enough to be called Uncle Master. Only Qing, at such a young age, enjoys being called Uncle. Naruto was still a little confused, but it was indeed time to call him teacher. Sakura was somewhat surprised that Naruto knew his new teacher, and they seemed very familiar with each other, and Sasuke seemed to have known about it for a long time as well. She poked Sasuke's shoulder and asked quietly, "Have Naruto and the new teacher known each other for a long time?" Sasuke hummed, thought for a moment and added, "He is very familiar with brother Qing. So he is also familiar with Naruto. In the past, Kakashi often came to pick up Naruto from school. So that's how it is." Sakura felt a little emotional. Naruto seemed to be very lucky. His new teacher turned out to be a very familiar elder. Next, let's get to know each other. My name is Hatake Kakashi. I don't want to tell you what I like and what I hate. That's it, it's your turn. In the end, all he said was a name. Sakura complained. I know what Kakashi-san likes. He likes eating sori, watching Intimate Paradise, and also likes. Before Naruto could finish his words, Kakashi covered his mouth. I told you to call me teacher. Yes, teacher. Thank you for saying so much for me, but it's not necessary. Now it's your turn. Naruto slapped Kakashi's hand. His face turned red due to lack of oxygen and he was holding back tears. Hey, let go. Sasuke's kune was against Kakashi's neck. Kakashi showed no intention of letting go. Sasuke poked in without hesitation, and with a touch, Kakashi turned into a wooden stake. I appeared behind him and pushed Naruto towards Sasuke. Who taught you to point a sharp blade at your companions? Sasuke took it and snorted. We weren't even that an hour ago. Sakura watched worriedly from the side. Naruto gasped and looked at Kakashi with tears in his eyes. I'm going to tell my uncle that you bullied me. My classmate, you are so old and you are bullied but you still report it to your parents. Are you still just a baby? Kakashi said with disdain. Naruto said confidently, so what? I have my uncle's support. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Kakashi looked away, received a very expensive gift. Woohoo, baby spent money, and thank you to the babies who gave gifts. Today is a long day. Chapter 296. After the little episode just now, the relationship between the few people has become much closer. Not at all. Sasuke took Naruto to sit away from Kakashi, and Sakura had to follow them in order to fit in, risking offending her new teacher. Looking at the long empty space ahead, Kakashi said nonchalantly, am I being isolated? Well, that's not important. Kakashi said indifferently, after all, you may not be able to pass the final exam. Sakura was stunned for a moment. We have already graduated. What will happen if we don't pass? Kakashi smiled and said, of course, it means returning to school. The atmosphere suddenly dropped madly. Kakashi continued to host, since it has taken so long, would you like to introduce yourselves, or should I tell you the information I have collected? Continue with Uchiha Sasuke's brother. Before he could finish his words, Naruto raised his hand first. I'll go first, Kakashi. Felt a little sorry for being interrupted, but he wasn't annoyed. Then let's start with you, okay? I'm Uzumaki Naruto. My favorite person is my uncle. My favorite food is the food cooked by my uncle. The most important people are my uncle and Sasuke. The happiest thing in my life is meeting my uncle. And then, okay. Naruto, that's enough, shut up, I know everything. Of uncle's blowing, the honored Uchiha Sasuke classmate, do you have anything to say? Sasuke glanced at Naruto and said, Uchiha Sasuke, there is nothing I particularly like, but there is one thing I must do. It's better to say it's a goal, than to say it's something that must be accomplished. Oh? What is it? This actually brought up Kakashi's nature. Sasuke's face darkened. Catch the man who left a mess behind and ran away and give him a beating. Sasuke's resentment almost materialized. Kakashi knew who the man he was referring to was without asking. He even nodded in agreement to the words that he was going to beat him up. Not bad, I wish you success first. Okay, it's the turn of the only lady in our team. Oh, Sakura, who was suddenly called, was stunned for a moment before speaking. My name is Iruno Sakura, the people I like are my parents, Ino and Hinata, and I hate people who are particularly stubborn. But as the weakest in the team, I will try my best not to fall behind. Having said that, she glanced at Sasuke and Naruto quietly vomit. Especially that little baby. Kakashi emphasized Naruto specifically. and after he finished speaking, he disappeared in front of them. Naruto and Sasuke didn't feel anything about the threat behind them, but Sakura got goosebumps all over her body. How scary. Is something terrible going to happen tomorrow? Sakura rubbed her arms. Naruto shook his head. No, it's the final test. Sakura, do you want to go with us for special training? Today, Uncle said he would help us with special training. Sakura wanted to say that she didn't want to at all and just wanted to go home and rest. But if she refused at this time, it would mean that she would fall behind even further. Now that they have become a team, Sakura doesn't want to be the one that holds them back. So he nodded and agreed. Then, take me with you. The three of them walked towards the pet store together. Are my top babies on holiday? I received a lot of gifts today. I am so happy I won't be on holiday until February 2nd, 1st. Chapter 297. Hello, my name is Kinomato Sakura. No, my name is Iruno Sakura. No other meaning, just a joke from the author, because when I think of the full name, I always think of Kinomato Sakura. Living in Konoha, my parents are ordinary people. Not everyone only did I enroll in the ninja school, I also graduated successfully. When the classes were finally divided, I don't know why, but I was assigned to the same class with the two top students in the grade. This thing puzzled me a lot, as I always thought I was just an ordinary person. What sins did I commit in my previous life? No, how could I be worthy enough to be grouped with these two, Uchiha Sasuke? I admit that I had fantasies about this cool boy when I was young and ignorant, but now I think about it, I really don't want to think about it. When I was a student, I thought I had done my part, but since I joined their circle, I have been motivated to work hard. As for why, I know said, it makes me unhappy to think that one day I might be left far behind by a huge gap, so I can only try my best to catch up. If a group of people are slacking off, it may not be a big deal, but if you are the only one who is slacking off in the group, that would be a terrible thing. So, when I was grouped with these two guys, I already knew that my future would be full-time all year round, just like now. Kakashi-sensei clearly said that tomorrow will be very hard. Normally shouldn't we have a good rest today and make full preparations for tomorrow? Sakura, who was exhausted, lay down on the ground without caring about her image and looked at the sky. The weather is very good today, the sky is blue, the clouds are white, and the birds are flying leisurely. And Sakura's two dear teammates are still going on. But it was soon stopped. I think I can continue, Uncle. Naruto stopped instantly. Sasuke said nothing, but it was clear that he felt the same way as Naruto. Qing shook his head and didn't explain too much. Rest for half an hour and then continue. Naruto and Sasuke didn't say anything else. They sat on the ground and adjusted their states. Seeing this, Sakura also sat up and adjusted her breathing. Her physical strength is indeed not as good as theirs, and her chakra amount is only average. That can do. Qing sat down in front of her. You still have many advantages that others don't have, but you haven't discovered them yet. Try to accept all of yourself. Don't worry too much. Qing took out a handkerchief and put it in Xiaoying's hand. Have a good rest and continue later. Sakura felt like her anxiety was being taken lightly. Indeed, Sakura has been anxious ever since it was confirmed today that she would be in a group with Naruto and Sasuke. I was afraid that I was too weak to keep up with them, that I would be left behind, and even more afraid that I would hold them back and drag them down during the mission. However, these concerns disappeared after hearing what Qing said. When the break was over, Naruto reached out to him, and Sasuke's indifferent expression beside him had a hint of worry in his eyes. Can you continue, Sakura? Naruto asked her. Sakura followed Naruto's hand and stood up. She took a deep breath and said with a firm look, I can do it. Qing said to them with a smile in his eyes, the third round will continue. 3 people, both offensive and defensive. Perhaps a pattern was developed in the first 2 rounds, and in the third round there was a hint of unintentional cooperation between the 2 teams. Sasuke were exhausted. Qing put her hands on her hips and looked down at the children. He had been accompanying her in the training, but he didn't even take a breath. If you lie down any longer, you'll catch a cold. Although it is summer, it is still somewhat cool in the mountains after the sun goes down. Qing took out 3 large blankets and distributed them to the people. Sasuke and Mingbao go back first. I will take Sakura home. Sakura couldn't move for the time being and had to be carried back. I am a little worried about whether I can do it tomorrow. What if I still can't do it and don't take the test? I will be held back. However, Qing's words on the way broke Xiaoying's worries. Rest assured today, Your muscles have been fully relieved by chakra just now, and there will be no sequelae when you wake up tomorrow. Yes. Thank you, Brother Qing. Xiaoyi no longer had any worries. With the help of my mother, I ate, took a bath, and slept until dawn just as Qing said. There was no muscle soreness at all, but it seems easier to move my hands and feet. Today is also an extended day. Please give me a free gift, kiss. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 298. Sakura woke up early in the morning and found that there was nothing wrong with her body. She even felt lighter than usual and was very surprised. However, she really wanted to skip breakfast as Kakashi-sensei had advised, but she had over-exercised yesterday and was too tired to eat dinner, which made her feel dizzy with hunger. Therefore, I couldn't help but eat 2 big bowls of rice. On the other side, at Qing's house, Qing knew what time Naruto would leave today, so she got up earlier than usual to prepare breakfast. They are also Naruto's favorite. Naruto frowned and hesitated. Uncle Kakashi said not to eat breakfast, otherwise I will vomit. Then vomit it up. Qing disagreed. You are still growing, and skipping a meal may result in insufficient nutrition, and then you won't grow taller. Think about it yourself. I'll eat it. Naruto ate 3 big bowls with tears in his eyes. As for Sasuke, he knew Qing's character and would not let Naruto go hungry. Based on the principle of vomiting together, I had a normal breakfast. Early in the morning, several children arrived at a gathering place on time at 5 o'clock. Summer mornings always come especially quickly, and it's already light at this point. After greeting each other, they got together to review yesterday's training. After just one day, Sakura felt that she had adapted to the rhythm of these 2 people. I can indeed feel my breakthrough, and I have completely accepted the current situation and started to review it. Because she ran out of energy the fastest, she saw a lot of things that the other 2 didn't notice. Sasuke and Naruto listened and took note of it. They were talking animatedly and almost forgot what the gathering was for today. It seemed as if they really just wanted to review yesterday's training. Gathered together, Kakashi felt that if he didn't show up, he would really be forgotten. Kakashi looked at Sakura with great sorrow. After just half a day yesterday, she seemed to have been assimilated by those 2 brats. Hey, sorry to have kept you waiting. Kakashi landed behind them. The 3 people who were originally discussing stopped and looked at Kakashi together, then became confused, and then suddenly realized. Naruto said to the 2 in what he thought was a quiet voice, I almost forgot that there is a final exam today. What? He thought was a quiet word reached Kakashi's ears clearly. Kakashi almost laughed out loud at this reaction. Should I be glad that you haven't really forgotten? Naruto chuckled. Although Sakura and Sasuke didn't say anything, it was obvious that they, like Naruto, almost forgot about it. Follow me. Kakashi said this without wanting to say more and ran ahead. Took them into a forest behind the mountain. There are 3 wooden stakes and 2 bentas in a clearing in the woods. Jingle. Kakashi took out 2 small bells from his ninja tool bag and briefly explained the rules. Before the alarm rings, you can launch any attack on me. Whoever gets the bell will pass the test. Teacher, but there are only 2 bells. Sakura looked a little unhappy. That's right, that means one of you will be held back. Kakashi smiled with narrowed eyes. Well, let's begin. As soon as the sound started to sound, the 3 of them hid in different directions. Kakashi nodded inwardly in appreciation of where they were hiding. The sound of footsteps behind him made Kakashi frown, and he turned around to look at Naruto who was standing in front of him. Suddenly I felt that there might be something wrong with Qing's education in recent years. In the dark, Sasuke and Sakura made eye contact after seeing this weak. I don't know how to fight. Chapter 299. 2 bento boxes, a very common type in fast food restaurants. Naruto took his first bite and frowned. This dish is a bit old. This is overcooked. The chicken was dry. Ouch, this tastes terrible. Naruto, whose taste had been spoiled by Qing, found the food a bit uncomfortable, bulged and his fist stiffened. I originally wanted to leave when they were halfway through their meal, but when I saw Naruto's expression of pain but not wanting to waste food, I found it very interesting. In fact, Qing gave the lunchbox to Kakashi today, but Kakashi refused. Naruto is already an adult, you can't continue to spoil him like this. Qing paused, then smiled and gave the other one to Kakashi. Brother, this one is yours. Ah. La thank you for your help. Kakashi took it happily. Kakashi finished his lunch on the tree, and when he saw that they were almost done, he used a small ninjutsu. The wind was howling, lightning was flashing, and thunder was roaring. Kakashi appeared with low pressure. You are blatantly violating the rules, you. Sasuke subconsciously protected the two of them behind him. The next moment, Kakashi's expression changed as fast as turning the pages of a book, and a smile appeared on his face. You guys passed. A big question mark appeared above the boy and girl's heads. In the world of ninjas, those who don't follow the rules and break the discipline are called trash, but Kakashi looked up. Those who don't know how to cherish their partners are even worse trash. The key to grabbing the bell is teamwork. You did a great job in this regard. You were able to use your strengths to make up for your teammates' weaknesses. This really impressed me. As for cherishing your friends, Kakashi's eyes fell on Sasuke and Naruto, who was protected by Sasuke but also prepared. You really cherish each other, and Kakashi wanted to continue speaking, but suddenly his face turned pale. He placed his hands on his abdomen and bent his back slightly. Today, that's it for today. Gather at the same time tomorrow and disband. Kakashi teleported away, leaving the others staring at each other in bewilderment. We passed? Sakura asked uncertainly. It seems so. Uncle Kakashi did say that we passed just now. Naruto grinned. Yet, Sasuke remained calm. Naruto, but, did Kakashi-san have a stomachache? He ran away in such a hurry. Sakura, maybe it's something urgent. Sasuke, go back. Sakura yawned and thought about taking a bath and having a good sleep when she got home, yawning halfway and looked at the two of them. Are you going to practice? Don't worry, Sakura, we will be in the same team from now on, and I will definitely take you with me when I train. Naruto patted his chest and promised, I will never train in secret. Sakura didn't quite believe it and looked at Sasuke. Sasuke chose to ignore it. Being ignored by Sasuke, Sakura turned her attention back to Naruto. Well, we have a deal. Don't leave me and secretly become stronger. Yet, Naruto nodded. After sending Sakura home, the two walked side by side towards the Uchiha. Of course Naruto went to find his uncle. And he was not idle along the way, reviewing the battle just now. At the end of the conversation, Naruto suddenly realized, Uncle was actually giving us a sneak peek yesterday, right? Half-day team training, perhaps today's results would have been very bad. After all, it seemed that Kakashi-sensei didn't show much mercy. Naruto and Sasuke now had bruises on their bodies. However, when Sakura returned home, she just lay down on the bed and prepared to have a good sleep. But 5 minutes later, he opened his eyes, resigned himself to his fate and got up to read. However, now she felt that she could not sleep peacefully during the day. Kakashi on the other side, really had a stomachache. He ran to the toilet in a hurry and squatted there. I was outside and slept for another chapter. Sorry. Thank you for the gifts, babies. I am so happy. Chapter 300. After passing Kakashi's assessment, Naruto and his companions have become real ninjas. Naruto's long-awaited mission also began. But it all starts with D-level missions. Picking up trash, pulling weeds, walking the dog, etc. When walking the dogs, Naruto picked the largest one. Kakashi is now a frequent visitor to Qing's place, and he is also familiar with his ninja dogs in Naruto. Blue is very big, and although he looks fierce and scary, he was the best playmate of Naruto when they were children. Long time no see, Blue. My uncle was still talking about you yesterday. Naruto hugged Blue's head and rubbed it affectionately. Long time no see, Naruto. You seem to have grown up a little. Blue lowered his head slightly and let him touch his head. Naruto's circle of friends is too wide. Sasuke nodded in agreement with her. Naruto really makes people want to get closer. After doing D-rank missions like this for many days, Naruto was a little discouraged when he saw the pitifully small commissions. Teacher Kakashi, when can I graduate from D-rank missions? You all lack experience, and the missions you can take are only simple ones with low safety factors. Kakashi shrugged. Why are you in such a hurry, Naruto? It's too little money. Naruto sighed. I thought I could make a lot of money by becoming a ninja. Are you short of money? Kakashi thought about the pet shop's monthly turnover tears. Qing really loves you for a reason. However, they were really tired of doing D-rank missions, so Kakashi got them C-rank missions higher. He looks so delicate. Naruto blinked when his name was called, feeling a little aggrieved. Don't worry, Mr. Dazuna. They are all excellent ninjas who can protect you. Kakashi smiled with narrowed eyes. Also, Naruto and Sasuke are the first and second strongest among their peers, and Sakura also ranked first in the written test. Huh? They don't look as powerful as you say. Dazuna still looked down on them. But there was no way. The commission he could offer was only enough to hire Shanan-level people. Alright, gather at the gate tomorrow morning. Let's disband and go back to prepare today, teacher. Kakashi, how long will the escort mission last? Naruto's way of addressing Kakashi has been corrected during this period. Kakashi thought for a moment and replied, if everything goes well, a week will be enough for the round trip. A week. Naruto hadn't left the village yet, so he was actually looking forward to it. But when I thought about being separated from my uncle for a week, I felt a little anxious. This ambivalent mood continued until I got home. Qing has closed the shop and is at home. I'm back. Naruto changed his shoes at the door and shouted inside. Qing came down from upstairs after hearing the voice, welcome home. Qing caught Naruto, who rushed over. What's the matter? Did your senior brother bully you again? Naruto shook his head. I accepted a C-rank escort mission today, and I will leave tomorrow. Isn't this good? You've always wanted to do more advanced tasks. Qing compared the contents in his mind with the current timeline. I didn't expect a mission from Wave Country to come so soon. In Qing's eyes, Naruto had always been that skinny, frail child, but in the blink of an eye he was able to be alone. During this trip to the land of waves, the children will see rapid growth in both experience and strength. But injuries are inevitable. I'll wait for you at home. The anxiety along the way dissipated because of this sentence. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.